This new Dave album, I had higher hopes. Look, I follow a couple music critics, namely 6. Spectrum Pulse, The Needle Drop, ARTV, Mike the Snare, SickaBOT1, and Diamond X Studios. Those are the main ones I follow. And only 4 of them really do albums. And so, from what I know, 2 of them one of them likes Dave a lot, ARTV. One of them, and the other 2 just feeling different, Mike the Snare and the Needle Drop. I'm not really sure how Spectrum Pulse feels. So I came into this with weird hopes. I thought, oh, it's British rap. I sometimes like British rap. Oh, there's a Stormzy feature. I like Stormzy, which I actually do like Stormzy. Stormzy's really good at rapping. However, this album tends to fall into just mediocrity really quickly, and I think it's mainly Dave, honestly. My biggest issue with a couple of these tracks is that Dave's either uninteresting, his voice is just draining, or the lyrics are just bad. But, I mean, there are standouts. I'll start with the positives, I guess. Three Rivers is a piano ballad-ish, not really ballad, but piano-ish type song, which goes from talking about deportation, wrongful deportation. It enters in some strings. It talks about how evil is mainly taught. It talks about the mistreatment of women throughout generations. It's a poem coming to life. System is just a vibe. It's reggae-ish. Wizkid sounds really good, and I don't really have to pay too much attention to the lyrics because it's more just supposed to be fun. Both Sides of a Smile, featuring James Blake and Shah Simone. Holy God, I love this track. This is the longest track on the album. It's about 9 minutes, I believe. About 8 minutes. I think this is the longest one. It might be Heart Attack, I don't remember. But it's James Blake sounds beautiful on the beat. Dave really shines with the piano behind him. The strings coming at a perfect time when it's finally like a morph between Shah Simone and Dave. Whenever those two are done talking together, Shah Simone gets the floor, and she just destroys him, essentially. People ask, with the best line on the album, people ask me if I'm taken for granted. In her delivery, she sounds like she's near tears, and it's powerful. I nearly cried while listening to this. There's 2 parts to this track. Part 1 is about the relationship failing, why it's failing. You get to witness the ending of it. And part 2 is about remembering the good parts about the relationship. It's about wishing you could go back, wishing you could be better. And it's powerful. And 20-1 is incredibly catchy. The beat might be a tad underwhelming, and it might have the worst line on the album, well, the second worst line on the album, a good girl like Pokemon, easy to see, hard to catch. But, I mean, it's catchy. The chorus is really catchy. I like the sentiment. I think the underwhelming beat sort of works, I guess. This is more just a technicality of me liking it and not knowing why. Then there's the incredibly mediocre tracks, Verdansk, Lazarus featuring Bodge, Survivor's Guilt. All of these have good and bad aspects to them. Verdansk is Dave sounding his best, however the beat is way too quiet for no reason. Lazarus has Bodge on it, which, I mean, I don't like his voice. I don't like their voice, sorry. And we get tons of Bible references for some reason. Literally none. I don't understand. Survivor's Guilt is the closing track, and it has the worst line on the album. My ex has ivory skin. Funny, because she's the elephant in the room. Get it? Because ivory and elephants. Like, what? What does this have to do with anything? The beat is very monotone, however, I think that sort of makes an earworm. However, his voice is also very monotone, and that's what makes it annoying. The sample thrown in from Gorgia Smith is very a sample, I guess. I don't know. It exists. I don't know what more you want from me. I think Dave falls into a hole when he tries to make longer tracks, because 2 out of 3 times he took the shot and it missed. In the Fire starts off with a badly recorded church live performance, and it turns into a beat, which the beat is actually pretty good. I like the beat. It drags on for way too long. Everyone involved on the song just sounds bored with it. They don't seem like they're having fun, or they know what, or they have any emotional connection to anything being said. However, this has Vegan Ting I Slaughter. Vegan Ting I Slaughter. Get it? Because, like, vegan slaughter, like, yeah. We get Bad Dirty Dancing references for some reason. Oh, I apologize. Vegan Ting is on Clash. My bad. We get Bad Dirty Dancing references for some reason on this song, with some Baby in the Corner crap, Swayze crap, I don't know. I think it generally falls into the issue of it's being long just because it can. There's no really substance to it being long, it just wants to be long. Same issue with Heart Attack. It starts an acoustic intro and just never changes the beat. It recalls violence in his life. That's the entire idea of it, is like, you know, I'm hearing about all this violence now and thinking, oh, that's a terrible thing, but I was involved in that. And yeah, but we get to a point of no return where everything's in one ear out the other, and I think it comes around the 3-minute mark. It just drags on for no reason. There's nothing different about the song as it progresses. It's just the same thing with the same topic. I think the features on this album are very hit and miss. We get Stormzy, which sounds the worst he's ever sounded. We get Dave bragging about leaving his child on this song, so that's cool. However, we do get Vegan Ting I Slaughter one. I already talked about Lazarus and System. Law of Attraction featuring Snoh, Aalegra. Her voice is powerful. Alright, let me just say this. Her voice is amazing. However, the song gives a halt on Dave's verse, where we get Dave threatening her if she leaves. So that's cool, I guess. I mean, there comes to a point with this album where I'm just finished, where I'm just done. I don't want to hear more. This is an hour-long album, and it easily could have been chopped down to 30 minutes, and I would have loved this thing. I would have kept one long track, both sides of the smile, obviously, but I would have either chopped down the runtime of Heart Attack and Then the Fire, or just gotten rid of them entirely. I would have maybe gone back on a couple tracks. I mean, like, there are some witty ideas. With We're All Alone, we get the idea of why be rich when the family isn't. It's like being in first class on a crashing plane. We get some great pianos on this thing. We get some good strings on this thing. I'm a sucker for strings. I'm sorry. However, we just don't get the beats to back these up. You know, we also get instances where Dave's rapping about threatening someone if they leave, about bragging about leaving a child, about Ivory Skin because she's the elephant in the room, about Pokemon, a good girl's like Pokemon, about pissing the bed. It's just, there comes to a point where there's only so much stupid I can take. I'm feeling a light to decent 3 on this album. Next review will be Isaiah Rashad's The House is Burning, I believe is what it's called. So if you want to see that, I don't know, make me listen to it, I guess. Thanks for watching.